Hello, good day. Today we are going to set up a domain. This is how a domain looks when it's set up. This is Windows 7, and as you can see that my server is able to communicate with Windows 7, which is set PC right here, and this is the set server. So in order to access the system, the server, as you can see, it's on set PC or the set server /set. Alright, you're going to have to enter your password and access the server. Now then, it's as you can see from here, it's connected to the domain seth.com. Alright, I'm going to show now how to do this from scratch with a separate Windows server, and we're going to use Windows Vista for this one. You start off by going onto the add rules. When your server powers up, there's a nice little screen that makes it easy for us. So we're going to add rules. The rule we want to add on, you just go forward and click next, is an Active Directory domain service. That's the rule you want to put on. So you're going to have to tick the box right here and you go next. Alright, Active Directory domain services, you go next again. It's basically a straightforward installation. Now, to save some time while this is going on, what we could do is set up the domain. Now we got internet connectivity here, and to save a lot of time, I'm just going to go straight to the adapter settings here. The reason for doing this is because the adapter settings will not work with the default network. What works for us really is an internal network or the host only network, but I'm going to use the internal network adapter because that works pretty good on my machine. You're going to have to make sure that on promiscuous mode it allows all. Okay, you're going to go ahead and hit OK, and now we're going to change some adapter settings here. Okay, you're going to open the network and sharing center. Now as you can see in the back here that this has been completed. Alright, so we're just going to close this for now. Okay, there's another part that needs to be installed. Alright, but we will get back to this. So we want to make this machine here, this is Windows Vista, communicate with our server. We want both of these machines to see each other and talk with each other. So that's what we're going to do here right now. Alright, we want to change the adapter settings, get into the adapter settings. First thing we should start by doing is changing off the basic settings, the sharing settings, which is in the folder right in front of us. So you want your network discovery to be turned on network discovery. Okay, apply. You're going to be prompted. Just go right ahead and continue. You're going to turn the file sharing on. Public folder sharing needs to be on also. And for the sake of this tutorial, turn on sharing so anyone with network access can open, change and create files. We're going to allow this for only this video. We're going to turn this password protection off for the sake of this tutorial. And well, we're not going to be sharing any media, so this is optional. Now then, manage network connections. This is our network adapter here. We're going to have to get into our network adapter properties, and we're going to open the TCP/IP4, the Internet Protocol version 4, the TCP/IP/PV4. Right, these are the configurations we're going to have to be into. So we're going to open the properties. We're going to have to set up now our IP address. So for this IP address, I'm going to give this IP address to 192.168. I'm going to give this the 0. This is going to get the 2 address. You're going to use the default subnet mask, and then we're going to be using 192.168.0.1. This is going to be the address of the server. Okay, so I don't want to confuse anyone. Alright, this address is going to, this is the DNS server is going to loop back to this, the server. This is what we wanted to do. So we're going to go right ahead and click OK, and we're going to click close. Now we're going to open up the network here. Alright, we are just seeing Seth PC. This Seth PC is just Windows Vista running here. Alright, as you can see, the name here is Seth PC. So we're going to go ahead now and set up our network on this end. So we're going to do the same thing for the adapter. We're going to go into the settings here, network, and we're going to use an internal network adapter, allow all, and we're going to hit OK again. Okay, now then we want to get into the network and sharing center again. Alright, we're going to have to turn the network discovery on. Click yes when prompted to do so. And turn on the public file folder sharing. We're going to change it to turn on sharing to anyone with a network access can open, change, and create files, for the sake of this video alone. Okay, and we're going to turn off our password protected sharing. And now we're going to configure our network address. Same procedure, TCP/IP version, the Internet Protocol version 4. And now we're going to give this address the .1, which is 192.168.0.1. The default subnet mask. And now the preferred DNS server is going to be something called the loopback address, which is 127.0.0.1. We're just going to hit OK. We could leave this field clear, or we could insert the 192 address. It doesn't really matter. So we're just going to hit OK here, and we're going to click close. Now if I open my network here, I should be able to see Seth PC. And as on this side, I am able to see my server. What this basically means is that these two machines are speaking to each other. They are talking to each other and they are communicating. Alright, now that we've got over the hard part, let us get into the let us set up a DNS server. Meaning, well, what I want to really do now, I'm going to close these pages off because I'm no longer going to need them. Alright, is set up the DNS server. Now we're going to run something called command DC promo in a command prompt box. DC promo is the Active Directory Domain Services installation wizard. That's what is going to come up for you. Okay, we're not going to go through the advanced installation mode. We're going to just go through the basic, and we're going to create a new domain in a new forest. Alright, now we're going to name this, for the sake of this tutorial, Seth.com. We're going to move on now. Next, it's going to verify to see if it's a fair name, which is Seth.com, which is it needs a .com address to continue. Now the forest functional level, right? You're going to need to set it to, if the level you set this forest at, and you have an OS that is not, for example, if we were to use a 2008 server like what we are about to do, and one of the machines is, for example, a Windows 2000 machine, your forest will not work. So you're gonna go ahead next. So the DNS server now. Next, yes, this computer will use a dynamically assigned IP address. There we go. Yes again. We go next, and now we have to recreate the password, which is password. So again next, and now we have begun setting up the DNS server. Now that it has completed its installation, it's going to have to be restarted. Now then, as you can see here, it's changed from administrator to Seth /administrator. So this means it has been promoted to a DNS server. We're going to enter our password. Now that this is a domain, we're going to connect this here, machine here, to this domain. So you're going to start by going into the start menu. I'm going to access the properties in the computer here. You're going to go into the change settings tab, continue, and you're going to change here from this is the computer name, and this could remain the same, and we're going to change it from a workgroup to a domain. The name of the domain is Seth. We are being prompted for the password, the username and password, which is admin administrator, and we access our password. As you can see here, we are now, this machine is now connected to the Seth domain. So we're going to restart and apply the changes, and we're going to see how different this machine is going to be starting up. But out of curiosity, when you're in Mr. Cadogan's class, you're going to have to be able to think outside the box here. I am curious to see if Windows 8 can connect to a domain as simply as all of the others. I'm just curious. I'm not going to edit this portion of the video out. I'm just going to flow and see how it goes. Now, we're going to have to access the modem. We're going to have to go into the control panel here to get to the network and sharing center. So you're going to the network and the internet and the network and sharing center here. So you're going to start with the adapter settings. In fact, no. We're going to start with the network settings here. The sharing options. Let's get back into the modem. However, we did not change this before. Let's change it now. The network adapter. I'm going to go to the internal network. Allow all VMs. Okay. So you're going to go to properties here, the TCP IP4. I keep saying that Internet Protocol version 4. We go to the properties here. Now, I gave it the 192.168.0.5 address, and this is the server I'm going to route to. Okay, close. Now let's open our network here and see how it looks. Okay, this is Windows being a little retarded, so let's access our network here. Let's see if the rest of the machines are showing up. If it's only Seth PC here. So let's add it to a domain now, when this heat will stop. So we're going to change it, move on to our domain, apply the name of the domain, and yes, it's on the domain. Okay. We start now. So let's bring back up our Windows Vista. Not restart. Now, as you can see here, it's asking for the password to connect to the server. This is the name of the machine. Trying to connect to the server here now. We open our network here. We're gonna see this opens up. And as we can see here, our network has been completely configured. All of our machines are communicating with each other. I'm not sure why one now shows up. So yeah, so all of my machines are communicating with each other here, as you can see. And this is how you set up a domain for a server. And on my next video, I'm going to be doing the roaming profiles, the home folder, because it's going to be too long a video for this one.